One of Epstein's accusers, Virginia Roberts,
Yeah.
has made allegations against you. She says she met you in 2001. She says she dined with you, danced with you at Tramp nightclub in London. She went on to have sex with you in a house in Belgravia belonging to Ghislaine Maxwell, your friend. Your response?
I have no recollection of ever meeting this lady. None whatsoever.
You don't remember meeting her?
No.
But you were staying at the house of
Yes.
a convicted sex offender.
It was a convenient place to stay. I've gone through this in my mind so many times. At the end of the day, with the benefit of all the hindsight that one could have, it was definitely the wrong thing to do. But at the time, I felt it was the honourable and right thing to do. And I admit fully that my judgment was probably coloured by my tendency to be too honourable, but that's just the way it is.
I think that last night was a PR disaster. There's been so much criticism in the newspapers today from all sides, lots of criticism on social media. We really saw a man there last night who didn't think he did anything wrong. He said that the reason why he went to see and stay with Jeffrey Epstein was that he was too honourable. He also talked about he didn't notice the people, the women in the apartments, in the houses, because they were just like staff. And it was really very striking that there was no sympathy at all expressed for the victims. There wasn't a single word saying, clearly there were terrible things went on in these houses, and I feel such sympathy for these women, these young girls who were trafficked. Not a word. I think last night was detrimental to public perception. And I think that what we also saw was no clear answer to some of the key questions, including when Emily Maitlis said, so when you were given massages at these houses in Florida, do you think those women were trafficked? And he didn't say he hadn't received massages. He started to say how many times he'd been to Florida or not. And also there were really a rather almost sort of paper-thin alibi for the night in which Virginia Roberts said they were together. He said he was at Pizza Express with his daughter. And, I mean, simply we all know that a teenage girl's birthday party, if that's what it was, finishes very early. And so he could have got to Tramp later. So there was no real answer to the question of what did you see? Did you engage with these women, and what did you think was going on in these houses? This is not going to go away. I think he felt that this was going to draw a line under it. Absolutely no way. This has reignited a lot of the speculation. And indeed, I was reading this morning that sources were saying he won't be going to America anytime soon because the FBI really want to interview him. And now, of course, they have this as evidence that certainly he did stay and he knew and he was there and he saw women around. So really, I think that Prince Andrew, what was he thinking when he agreed to this interview? Because this interview has really exposed the mindset, I think, that allow people like Jeffrey Epstein to get away with it. We understand from Newsnight and Prince Andrew that the say-so for this interview came right from the top. So all members of the royal family and the household, they were appraised, acquainted with this. And really, I expect that they listened to Andrew. And when he said, this will draw a line under it, this will end the speculation, this will mean, as he said last night, he said, oh, now I can get on with things with all my usual work. I mean, that's not going to happen. This really is very, very problematic. The royal household today will be in damage control mode, trying to work out how to minimise the damage that has come from this. And, you know, I think it's very difficult. I think that all they can do is really take Andrew away from public life. No amount of charity work, no amount of opening hospitals or anything like that is going to work, I feel, at redressing the damage from this interview. He has to go quietly, retire away, and the royal family have to focus on the good work they do through other members. Simply, last night was really a burning of the bridges, I think, for Prince Andrew.